I'm really fascinated by that process of response.
It's
Postcard choosing, for example, and a rack of postcards. They take one out, they put it back. They've never even been to the place.
No.
And they take one out, and they put it back, and then they take one out, and they say, and they go in and they buy it.
Well, I mean, if you look at social media, you know, there are some pictures that get thousands of likes, and then another picture that's very similar hardly gets any.
Why do you think, what are the component parts within a Facebook post image that make thousands of people respond? What is there?
I wish I knew, because then my Facebook page would be a lot stronger.
but you've got an inkling because you know about that whole business. Is it humour? Is it not taking ourselves too seriously?
Yeah, I think there is an element of showing. I think if you're a photographer, everybody expects to see a nice picture, and perhaps the background to a picture, the building of a picture, maybe not the cheesy selfie, but there's something to be said for allowing people into the process behind the making of the picture, which we've only ever been able to do before in books, or maybe, you know, because you've done quite a few TV programs about pictures. Now it's very accessible, you know, because we sort of wear our Facebook hearts on our sleeves. And people are much more in tune with, you know, what we're doing. And I think if they buy into you, the person, they're more likely to perhaps buy into your images. But it's getting away from photographers liking your pictures, which is nice, to having, and I say this in inverted commas really, the kind of real people buy pictures, because photographers don't buy other photographers' pictures, rarely, you know.
No.
You might
I
collect
felt very strongly about that.
Yeah, you might collect a photographer's work, but generally the photography community is quite self-serving in a lot of respects, in that, you know, you find a lot of photographers won't share other photographers' posts unless they're you know, somebody of the kind of Premier League level. You can say two people can say the same thing, one gets listened to, because you've got industry credibility. Perhaps.
I think what happens is, when it comes to gauging your own images and evaluating your own images, you can go on using your own sort of personal criteria, which to me is just a little voice, a quiet voice, full of insecurity actually, that says, I think maybe I've got it. I think maybe I've got it. And the person who I met somebody years ago who beat their breast, when I said, how many have you got? You might remember I once said that, and he said something like 20,000. It was an extraordinary thing to say. So I always think insecurity should often accompany any kind of creative endeavour. Because there's nobody who says, yep, that's a masterpiece. And anyway, they acquire status and they get elevated over maybe a period of 50 to 100 years. You know, so you can't just now say, wow, that's amazing.